Okay, today I'm going to make a really nice quick dish using the flour tortilla wraps, and also we're going to use for the spice mix the roasted tomato and pepper sort of fajitas. So really tasty, and I'm going to use a homemade tomato sauce to sort of finish the cooking so it's nice and saucy. So we'll get on with the sauce first of all. I've got 1 clove of garlic, a little bit of olive oil in there, and I've just fried off the garlic for about a minute on a sort of medium heat. Just going to pour in a can of chopped tomatoes, and then what we're going to do is add a little bit of salt, give that a quick stir, and then what we're going to do is just leave that cooking. Really, you want to cook this for really, if you can do it about half an hour, but I mean if you can't wait that long, then 20 minutes will be okay. But we need to add some sugar into this because at the moment it's probably a little bit bitter, but we'll cook it down and try and get the sauce looking nice. I'm about 10 minutes through, and I'm just going to add some sugar in. I mean, good idea is maybe taste it before you put the sugar, just so you can see what it's like. Add some sugar. I mean, obviously you can add as much as you want to taste. I'll leave it like that for now and see how we get on. Let it cook up for a bit more and then give it another taste, and you can always just add a little bit more, and if you like it a little bit sweeter, but I'll leave it like that and we'll carry on cooking that probably for another sort of 15-20 minutes. I've got another pan cooking, and that's going to be for putting in the chicken. Got a little bit of garlic in the pan there, so that's looking good, because garlic and chicken, I'm going to use chicken here, go really well. So we're just going to pour that in like so. Cook the chicken until really it's cooked and very slightly brown. So put a little bit of salt and pepper on there, do that to taste. Try and get the flavours in the chicken to start with, and then what we do is after that is just add half an onion chopped up and some red pepper. So going to give that a quick stir around now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop a little bit of I've got some dried chilies there, just some chilies that I've left for a while, and I've taken the seeds out of that, and I'm just going to cook that into, make it a little bit nice and spicy really. So because obviously the tomato sauce has got a little bit of sugar in, so it just takes the edge off the chilies. But obviously you haven't got to add all the ingredients I'm sort of adding in. You can experiment and do as you wish. Next thing I'm going to add is some chopped up onion there. Just pop some of that in, and then I've got some chopped up red pepper, maybe a little bit more of that. I'm going to add my roast tomato and pepper mix. Sometimes people do it when they've actually got the meat on its own, but I mean personally I'm just going to add it all together. I'm not going to add it the whole packet, I'm going to add about a third of the packet there, but so you can use that quite a few times, and then just stir it all up and try and get all those flavours to sort of coat everything you've got here, because it makes it nice. Now just a few minutes time we're going to add the tomato sauce, the homemade tomato sauce. So that's going to be the next thing. So you can see it's starting to get a nice bit of colour now, and the smells are really good here. So if anybody's waiting for dinner, then it's going to make them hungry. Okay, I've got the sauce done, and you see it's nice and thick now, looking nice and thick, and I've tasted it and it's a really nice sauce for me anyway. So what I'm now going to do is just pour this over. Now obviously because you've been cooking the tomato sauce beforehand, it isn't going to take that long to be a nice mixed up sort of thing ready to serve, because it's already been cooked nice and thick already. So what we're going to do is just stir this up and probably just leave that for 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes at the most. Now it's a good time even at this stage just to taste the sauce and see what it's like. Smoky flavour, a little bit of chilli. Now again, even at this stage you can add a little bit of sugar, or if it's too sweet add maybe a little pinch of salt, just to sort of bring it to how you want it. So now what I'm going to do is put that aside and obviously just get on with the actual wraps themselves. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on a tissue, because what you don't want to do is get too much oil in there, so just put a little thin sprig really, hardly anything. Got me tortilla wrap, and just put that in like so. I'm going to turn this one over. It's been cooking on a medium heat, probably about a minute actually. So you see it's nice and brown there. You don't want to cook it too much, otherwise it starts to come a little bit hard to sort of bend round, and so you want to keep it nice and soft. Really that's almost ready to serve now. So 1 or 2 minutes at the most for these things. So we're going to put that on a plate and serve it all up. First ingredient I'm going to add is a little bit of Philadelphia, so I'm just going to spread this over as though you'd really do butter on bread, really. Just smooth it over. You can use a spoon or whatever. So just kind of spread that quickly over there. Gives it a nice cheesy flavour. And then a little bit of lettuce there, a little bit of lettuce. Then we put the main ingredients in, which is the sauce. I wouldn't go overboard on how much you put in here, because otherwise you can find that you just can't wrap it up. I'm going to add a little bit of celery, just give it a nice crunch, and a little bit of fresh tomato. I mean, I try and get as much as I can, 5 a day and all that. Okay, the first way I'm going to do it is to wrap the bottom by folding that in like so, and then what you can do is you can just roll this round, and then it kind of stops it leaking at the bottom. Obviously you can squeeze it up, and really you've got the wrap ready to go there. You can see the ingredients all inside, and you can pick it up and eat it, and that's great. So that's the first way of doing it. Okay, with the second wrap, what we're going to do is same as the first one, where you fold the bottom up, but you also fold the top up as well, and then you literally just fold it over like so. That's all encapsulated.